Hello, 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 hello there. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing on this fine, beautiful Saturday afternoon? I have to jack up my whip, as the U's say. Do I have all my lights on? Why does it feel dark? Oh, because I don't have the. That's why. Like, why does it feel dark in here? It's like, well, because I don't have. There we go. You need the fill light. If you don't have the fill light, the shadows from the overhead lighting make you look like a gremlin. One day closer to everything that will ever happen. Yeah. Just think, you are currently the oldest you will ever, or every moment you live is the youngest you will ever live. Just think of it that way, right? Every moment you live is the youngest you'll ever be for the rest of your life. So who's in a good mood? Who's in a good mood? Okay, let me see, just make sure. Okay, cool. Everything's good. Who's ready to get mogged? Who's ready to get mogged? I do want to fix one thing before we start. I noticed this as I was grabbing it off the shelf, that we do have a little bit of a part that needs a little bit of adjustment. We do need to do a little bit of adjustment to a part. This part, the gap you can see right there where the finger is a little out, so I gotta fix that. So I gotta take it off, fix it, put it back together, and then we should be good there. Yeah, so we're just gonna fix that quick, and then we will carry on. So what are we doing tonight? We are continuing on with the Unimog build. What is the Unimog? The Unimog is this. This is the Unimog. It is a 6x6 wheeled tractored RC vehicle of doom. It is a massive kit with hundreds of printed parts, and we are having a fun time building it. There is a lot to this kit. Oh, no, it's this one I gotta fix. There is a lot to this kit. So, we're just plugging away at it. There's just so much to this kit. We're just gonna keep plugging away at it till it is done. Like the Doomsayer says, rip and tear until it is done. So we're just gonna keep working on it until we're done. How long are these screws? These screws are crazy long. There we go. Okay. So why aren't you sitting flat? I probably have some junk in there, and that's probably why it's not sitting flat. Maybe because you're not in all the way, maybe? That's why. You're not in all the way. There we go. Now we're good. Now we are good. I'm just getting these started, and then we'll do the little. I noticed this as I was grabbing it off the shelf that I had to adjust something. So I'm like, let me fix it quick right now while it's still in my mind, and then we'll do the usual intro and everything. Let me just get this. My hands are all greasy already. So everyone having a good weekend? Everyone having a good weekend so far? Everyone being productive? You accomplishing your tasks? You're meeting your goals? You're doing what you need to be doing to get things done? I hope so. I hope you're all having a great time. You're all having fun. Today's project, I fixed a napped. Ooh, I tried to take a nap today, and I was this close to falling asleep. After dinner, I was like, I'm gonna take a quick little nap, right? I got an hour. before I got to get ready for the stream. I'll sneak in a quick little nappy break, take a little get some eepies in, and as I was this close to passing out, the little guy comes running into the bedroom so he can look out the back window because apparently he thought he saw a bunny. So and he woke me up, so I was like, great. I love this thing. This is so cool. That is so cool. I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. There we go. So yeah, okay. So there we go, fix that. So YouTube disclosure time. Hi, welcome to the stream. We are carrying on with part 3 or 4 of the Unimog build series. I don't know the titles in the name. So YouTube disclosure, we are building a Unimog kit. This kit was provided to us by LDOmotors. If you want to know more about it, link in the video description. LDO did provide the kit for this build series, but the printed parts are stuff I sourced myself, and they are not monetarily sponsoring the stream. They're just materially sponsoring the stream with the kit. So blah, 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 words and opinions are my own, blah, 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 blah. Make sure you like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm stalling right now because I'm waiting for the manual to load up. Okay, there we go. And now we're gonna carry on. So what did we finish so far? So far, we have the frame built along with the motor and the gearbox installed. And last stream we started and finished the front axle. So we have the front axle assembly completed, which means we are currently right there. Okay, so that's where we're at. What you're gonna do now, because you all have homework, is scroll down, your little mouse button, scroll down. In the video description, there's a link to enter to win some polymaker filament. Go down there, fill out the form, enter to win some polymaker filament. We will be doing the draw at the end of stream, so make sure you're entered before then. You're not going to want to miss out. And if you do want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hey, if you want to help support things, become a channel member, Patreon supporter. If you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. If you are a channel supporter, you do get videos early, extra streams every month, and also extra channels on the Discord and all that chat. Plus the smug satisfaction of having a green name in chat instead of gray, because green it's super green. Don't you want to be super green? And then also, I don't know, want to buy some stuff, check the affiliate links, use code Canuck, you'll save some money on some of them. Okay, Warframe, yeah, TennoCon. Yeah, TennoCon's up in London. It's like 2 hours north of me. Thing is, it would be really cool to go. I don't play Warframe. Yeah, I don't play Warframe. I think I tried back when the game was like new. I maybe played it for like, I downloaded and tried it and went, not my thing. How much is the kit? Link below. I think the kit's not cheap. It's a couple $100. I think it's like $500 or $600 American. The kit gets you all the LDO kit gives you all the hardware. So all the screws, the thousands of screws you need for this kit. You also get the motors, the servos, a controller, radio receiver, all that. You drove to London in 2003. Yeah, London's like 2 hours north of me. I could be there. I could be in London before the stream ended. Like, I streamed for 3 hours. I could be in London before the stream ended. So, where did we leave off? So we have that done. So let's get this movable feast underway. What controller did I get? It's a FlySky, I don't know, the one where this is the accelerator and there's the knob on the side. It's a FlySky receiver. It's in a box over there. Super Green, Fifth Element. Fifth Element is such a good movie, and it's so disappointing that that director really hasn't been able to do anything close to it since. And there's like a vibe to 90s kind of one-off sci-fi movies that nobody really recreates anymore. And it's kind of sad, or nobody's been able to recreate. Okay, diff time. It is diff time. I'm assuming that's what this bag is for. We gotta lock in the diff. We gotta lock in the diff. So I have several bags of gray stuff, and I don't know which is which. I probably should have paid a bit more attention when I printed all these, but this looks like this. So let's go with this bag. I think it's this bag. Okay. Studios still had their balls in the 90s. Well, it's so disappointing now with movies where like everything has to be a massive success because of how movies are made. Like, look at Backrooms and Obsession. Those movies were not like, Obsession's was it a sub-$1 million movie? But there's like no special effects in it, so that makes sense. Backrooms was like a $10 million movie. But still, like, the thing is, all these budget movies are horror. Like the only genre of movie where you could still kind of get in there as a plucky new untested director or writer or whatever seems to be horror, because nobody's making like budget sci-fi movies, or but like rom-coms are dead. Let's be honest, rom-coms are dead. So it's kind of like, what's going on? Okay, so how many more packets of this crappy grease? You know what? Screw the crappy grease. I'm using the good grease. I'm using my retirement grease. Okay, so just because, yeah. So the plan is we're just gonna build. The reason that we're not doing Baba Belt tonight, we did Baba Belt yesterday. We'll do Baba Belt Tuesday. The reason is, the past 2 weeks have been short streams because of it's summer, little guy's not in school. I just want to like just build. I just want to turn the music on. It's Saturday night. I don't have anything to drink though, unfortunately. I might steal some of my wife's coolers. And I just want to build. So we're building tonight. That's what we're doing. Okay, so put the bearing in, put that in there, and grease it up. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. Oh, look. 1, 2, 3 block. How helpful these 1, 2, 3 blocks have been. Little tap, 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 tap. Perfecto. Is there an anti-rotation? I do believe there is one, but I don't think it matters. Where is my tapper? Where is the thingy I was using to tap these in? I mean, that'll work. Nope. Trying to seat this bearing in flat is a little annoying. Get in there flat. Get in there flat. There we go. Get the bearing in flat. Oh no, my mallet's falling apart. Do mana mana do 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 do. That side does not want to sit flat. Why don't you want to sit flat? There we go. Now you're sitting flat. Now you're sitting flat. There we go. Now it's flat. Putting clipper on a printer from 2011. We've done that. I have an Ultimaker original that we put clipper on. There we go. And then we filled it with some grease. Apply some grease if you're building the RC version. There you go. That's enough grease. And then do that again. Okay, this time I want to see, do I have a socket that fits this 1-to-1? Or you say my name 3 times and wasn't even in there. Oh. Nope. That'll work. That will work. Where's the punch I was using a minute ago? Seriously, how do I lose stuff so quickly? Why am I so keen on losing stuff? Seriously. So what's everyone been up to? What's new and exciting in the world today? Anything exciting? Did who won the football game? Who won the football game? Who won the foosball game? Did the Vikings? England? Ah. Oh well. Isn't there, I seen a thing where there's like a VTuber who keeps switching between which team she likes, and every team she has picked so far as the team she's voting for has lost. And I think this added another one to it. So it's like, cursed. It is cursed. Okay, and then M38. And then little bearings, okay. So we need our little bearings. There are our little bearings. Here are our little bearings. Yeah, extra time is because they don't like pause it during like penalties or anything, right? So they just kind of, they keep the clock running and then they just add time on the end. Is that how it works? So like in most other sports, they just pause it, but they don't pause in soccer. So they just kind of add time at the end. And it's like a random amount of time, it seems, a lot of the time. Oop, M38s. M38s, not M28s, M3. On the go and got some wood stain this morning. Ooh, fancy. I did, we have like a little propane fire pit on our deck. So it's like, you know, one of those, like, you have your deck furniture and it just kind of sits around a little fire pit. And it runs off propane from a propane tank. So we have one of those on the patio. It's like 10 years old. We don't use it often, but it's nice to have. And it was starting to get a bit rusty and ratty. So today I took it down. I wire wheeled it. Yeah, these don't really stand. I wire wheeled it. I repainted it with like high temp enamel paint in like the areas that needed it. The other areas I like just spray bombed. And I cleaned it up, made it look all nice and pretty. So that was today's project. I may have tested it to make sure it still works a little too soon, because it may have gone a little woomph when I lit it up the first time because of the fumes. But afterwards it seemed to be good. Do I need more grease? I don't know. But you can never have too much grease. That goes there. And then we put that on with M320s. Okay, so I'm going to just drill out the clearance. Yeah, and it's also based off the... I know, soccer is like one of those sports where it's like... I get where people kind of complain how it's like, yeah, there can be some shenanigans afoot. Like, I can see how some people complain that soccer's rigged a lot of the time. It's like, I can see where these ideas come from. Outdoor griddle. Ooh. We have a grill. I got like a nice natural gas grill in the backyard on the deck. It was like the gift to myself after I rebuilt the deck. Had it for like 10 years. It's been really good. But also, if you can do natural gas, we have a hard line natural gas line to it, so I never have to worry about running out of propane or anything like that. But what I have is I just went to Costco and I bought one of those like Lodge brand cast iron skillets that has like grills on one side and flat on the other. So if I want to do something on a flat iron, I just throw that on the barbecue or on the grill and just heat it up, and I use that. Like, yeah, would it be nice to have like a standalone Blackstone type thing? Yeah. But, you know, it takes 2 seconds to throw it on the grill. And now I don't need 2 separate things, so. So anytime I'm putting screws in this long into plastic, put a little bit of grease on them just to help them cut and so they don't help cool it a little bit. American football is so weird. I only watch one American football game a year. It's the Super Bowl. And it's like somehow the last quarter of the game takes as long as like the entire first half of the game. And it blows me away how much downtime is in American football. Like how much of the actual, like, what is it? It's 4 20-minute or 4 15s, is it? 4:15. Yeah, hockey is 3:20s. Football is 4 15s. And it's like, of those 4 15s, so out of an hour of gameplay, the ball's in motion for like 12 minutes. How's a bit? I don't know. I forgot to charge it. Normally, at the end of stream, I plug it in and just let it charge until the next stream. But I forgot to do that after the last stream, so this has only been charging for like half an hour. So here's hoping that it stays charged. For commercials. Yeah, I saw that they had to add that to, there we go. So we got a planetary gear in there. I saw that they did that for football, for the FIFA soccer, so that they can have, it's a hydration break. Oh, excuse me guys, hydration break. Everyone, hydration break. Okay, diff assembly. So we have this piece. We have this piece. and M28s. M28s. Samuel Adams. Summer Ale. Ooh, that actually, you know what? Let me look that up. Sam Adams Summer Ale. Summer Ale. Is it an apple cider thing? Yes, I'm over 21. Oh, yeah, America. That's right. That's weird. 5.3%. You know what? Not gonna lie, that sounds really tasty right now. It does sound really tasty right now. Oh, I gotta make 2 of these. Okay. That does sound a little tasty right now. Yeah, like, I'm not a huge fan of light beers, because if I'm drinking a beer, I want to know I'm drinking a beer, kind of thing. Except for, like, you know what? As somebody, like, my go-to beer, like, if you come up to me like, hey, we're at a bar, I'm going to buy you beer. What beer do you want? It's, okay, Alexander Keith's Indian Pale Ale. Okay? That's, like, my go-to beer. That's what we had on tap at the Armory. It's my go-to, like, beer. But I don't really buy it a lot because I don't drink a lot. But it's my favorite, like, at the pub, get a pint of it kind of beer, okay? So, but it's an Indian Pale Ale, right? But, like, I can't stand, like, the craft brew stuff because it's way too hoppy. But in 2 weeks, I'll be in Nova Scotia, and I'll be able to go to the Alexander Keith's Brewery and get some fresh from the tap. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Also, we got to figure out what I'm going to do for the 2 weeks I'm gone. Because I'm working on a couple of videos for the channel, so there should be at least 2, maybe 3 videos going up on the channel while I'm gone. So there will be content on the channel. And I might re-edit some videos into some shorts just so I could throw out a bunch of other random stuff while I'm gone. But, oh, wait, getting that. But, like, if I'm going to try and do 2 or 3 streams while traveling, what the heck am I going to do streams on? Because I'm not bringing a printer. I don't have room in the car to bring a printer. So I need to figure out something, especially for the channel member stream. Maybe I'll buy like a Lego kit and build a Lego kit by the ocean or something. Blue Moon Belgian. Blue Moon is really nice too. I do like a Blue Moon. Blue Moon is what I get if I'm at a place getting like a burger. Like, Blue Moon is like my go-to. I'm at a restaurant having dinner beer, like a chain restaurant. Having dinner beer is Blue Moon. Positron, we talked about it last stream. The thing with the positron actually takes up a surprising amount of room. Because you have the protective case it comes in, the power supply, you got to bring a box of filament with it. Like, the positron actually takes up a surprising amount of room. Sam Adams. I can't remember the last time I had Sam Adams. It's not common up here in Canada, I don't think. Okay, so build 2 of those. Plus, like, right now, you can't even buy American alcohol in Canada. Like, except for, like, you know, wannabe Texas, Alberta, and I think there's one other province. I can't remember which one. But, like, most of the provinces here in Canada, like, aren't importing American alcohol at all. And most in Canada, you have to buy alcohol through the province. So here in Ontario, you just don't buy American alcohol. There, you can't buy it. Like, it just, you can't get it. Which, yeah. Okay, so we put that on there, that goes on there, and then we screw that in with M320s. Okie dokie. So I don't know how far this is supposed to stick out. So I'm just gonna kind of pop it up, and then we'll let it find its home. So let me clear these out. Brother's top. Apple cider is pretty good. I used to drink, what was it called? Summersby, which is like a hard apple cider, and it's really good. Just don't drink a lot of it or you will get headaches in the morning and it will suck. I read Nero and offended. I thought I said he gets offended by Nero. Oh, no, Nero's fine. What's going on? What? What's going on with the Nero name? What? Can I be heard the latest stunt from Don is place the toner attacks on Belden because Belden, yeah, whatever. What? It's so weird. Like sometimes I see a chat and it's like, wait, what? What? And then I have to scroll up and I can't figure out what the whole conversation was even about. For the content value of somebody into what? No, I don't know. Nothing. Andrew's doing. Oh, Andrew's being a smart. Ah, okay. Yeah, if for whatever reason you're new and you don't understand, Nero 3D used to be the name of the channel, but I didn't like it as a channel name, so I changed it to Canuck Creator. But like, I still go by Nero online. It's still like, if you go on the Discord, I'm Nero 3D on Discord. So it's my online name, which I can trace it all the way back to, you know, my BattleNet, my Brood War BattleNet account name back in the day. So it's got a bit of history. But I just didn't like it as a YouTube channel name, so I changed to Canuck Creator. So I'm trying to move into more project-centric stuff on the channel instead of just 3D printing. But it's going about as well as you'd expect right now. The economy is in shambles. Hero's a badass name. Yeah, I just didn't like it when I like went to events like Rapid and I would talk to like a guy in a business suit and be like, what's your YouTube channel name? It's like, oh, it's Nero 3D. And they're like, so like, what's the channel about? Because it like Nero 3D doesn't tell you anything about the channel. Like 3D, I get it. But like, the problem is too with Nero, there are some people that make the connotation with like the Roman emperor who burned down Rome and did a bunch of other fucked up shit. So it's like, maybe I shouldn't have that. Okay, so we've done that. And I think we, what's that? A lock differential is that. Lock differential on the shaft. Yeah, we're not doing a lock diff. Okay, and diff so. And we do the same on the other side. Okay. I think a lock diff would be better for off-roading, but I don't think this will be doing a lot of off-roading. Or what is the advantage? I'm not a huge car guy. Like I'm subbed to a bunch of car channels, but I can never remember what's the pros and cons of a lock diff. Yeah, and there's like a musician that's Nero. Like it's I'm like, I wanted a channel name that kind of, if you heard the channel name, it would kind of tell you a little bit what the channel's about. I'm a Canadian and I make shit. Canuck creator. Plus it has that nice little superhero, you know, Clark Kent, Peter Parker, like that whole flow to it that I like. So it's aesthetically pleasing, or phonetically pleasing. Lock diff means your turning circle sucks. Okay, so we don't want a lock diff. We don't want a lock diff. We want to be able to turn. I need to be able to turn. Oh, that's right. You weld your diff if you're building a drift car. That's right. Am I wearing the right hat today? I am. Cheers for all the videos. Your build alongs convinced me to build a 2.4. It's just to be nerd. Merci beaucoup pour le $5. Use a really thick, well, I've packed my diffs with some pretty thick grease for the most part. Front one, not so much, but this is NLG 1.5 grease. So. Worst comes to worst, I crack it open, put a little JB, I drill a hole in the side, fill it with JB weld, and move on with my life, right? If I want to weld the diffs. Just splooge a little gloop in there and call it a day. I watched my cousin Vizzy. I watched it in law class. Back when I was dumb and thought it would be a good idea to be a cop. Okay, diff assembly. Make sure the shafts move freely. After some run, they will move better. Sweet. Okay, so they move freely. I kind of want to get the whole drive shaft installed, plug a full battery in it, and just run it non-stop on a full battery, just on the stands, just to let it all break in. Cop or MP? Cop. I actually wanted to do RCMP for a little bit, but I didn't want to travel. That was the problem. If you want to be a cop in Canada, so in Canada to be a cop, you need like a university degree or equivalent. And because I had some military experience, the RCMP was like, yeah, you could do RCMP, but by the way, you're going wherever we send you. And at the time, I didn't really want to, you know, leave my hometown kind of thing. So, plus I know a bunch of cops. I have buddies who cops, and I worked with cops when I was doing army shit. Because a bunch of them, you know, as a reservist, a bunch of people are cops as well. And it's like the stories they told me about like the shit they had to deal with. I'm like, I did not want to go home. I don't want to go home and like after dealing with that at work and like I just didn't want to. I've had the misfortune of having to experience some effed up stuff over the years, and it's like I'm quite good. Is my bit dying on me? My bit's dying on me. My bit's dying. Uh-oh. Or either that or these screws just suck. Or the vast fields of plaid, yeah. I almost did a tasking and an alert. I almost put in for a tasking and alert. It was like 6 months, and I was like, nah, I don't want to be up there for 6 months. It's either like 3 months or 6 months. RCMP, Royal Mounted Police. I do look good in red scarlets, I will say. I do look good in red scarlets, I will say. And I do like horses. I think they're cool. But okay, so do 2 of those. Okay. And then RD M28s. They just go in. Okay. We got to do that twice. Do that twice. And do they say RD? They do say RD on them. RD. Okay. So M28s. Rain! Cheers for becoming a member. I thought you were already a member. I thought you were already a channel member. Prepare 2 of these parts. So what are these M28s for? I don't know. Oh, I just didn't pay my bill. Oh. Oh no. Yeah, you gotta pay your bills. I had to go pay my property tax bill today. It's like, paid off the mortgage last year. So it's like, yay, no mortgage. And I still get a bill in the mail 4 times a year, like property taxes. And it's like, ugh. Because those don't go with the mortgage now. So I got to pay them separately. So I was like, why do you go to the bank to pay? I'm like, because I'm forgetful as heck. So when the bill comes in, I go to the bank and I pay it. That way I know I paid it. I'm forgetful as heck. Anyone who has DM'd me knows that. If you DM me and I don't reply immediately, just wait a day and DM me again. Because what happens is I see it while I'm out and I go, oh, well, I'm out with the family. I'll message when I get back because I don't like, I'm a boomer. I like doing stuff on the computer. And I just forget. What the heck is this? Okay. So that goes on there. That goes on there. That goes on there. Okay. And how much you want to bet we got to do this twice? Do it twice. Okay. So. So smart one times got rough a couple years ago. That's fair. There's a reason I have the $2 tier. I would rather everyone in chat be a $2 member a month than have like a couple people be the $50 a month tier, which I don't even know if I have anyone at those tiers anymore, or if I ever did. I kind of made them for fun because YouTube's like, set a minimum of 5 tiers. It's like, okay, 2, 5, 10, 15, 50, 100. Sure, why not? If somebody wants, if we have any Saudi oil princes in the chat right now, hey. But yeah, it's, I would rather more people a little per month than a couple people a lot a month. As Sam said to Frodo, share the load. Or Frodo said to Sam, I can never remember which one's which. You're a correctional officer for 20 years in a max security. Ooh, Jim, I'm sure you have seen some shit. I'm sure you have seen some shit, Jim. And then, what is it? M230s through all this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is drill out 2 of these. So we're going to line it up. I don't want to drill out all of them because I want to use 2 for more precise alignment. Also, I'm trying not to drill into my finger because that would be bad. Would drive engagement? I don't know what YouTube's rule on blood is. I know like on Twitch, you can't show like people throwing up. Like if you throw up on Twitch, you gotta like cut the stream, cut the feed. So I don't know what YouTube's rule is on blood. And I'd rather not poke the beast. All the fart channels had... I mean... whatever floats your boat. But, you do you. Have I got my index? I have not. I'm kind of not in a rush right now because I'm gone for 2 weeks. So I can't remember if I told them not to ship anything. Like I've already had one company want to send me some stuff. And I'm like, I'm gone for the last 2 weeks of July. And while, you know, I have people watching the house and I have my neighbors, like I've told my neighbors, hey, if you see a package out front, just grab it. I still don't want like anything big showing up while I'm gone. So I've kind of like, hey, just kind of, you know, if it's going to arrive before these dates, send it. If it's not, don't. How's this camera? What's this camera? Oh, well, there's a freaking thing in the way. Let me... This camera ain't doing shit. There we go. Rant about the index? I didn't. Because I'm waiting on index stuff and I try to avoid like cross-contaminating my thoughts and opinions by watching other people's. Was it basically how, like, okay, I'm assuming he talked about how they didn't want content creators making content about the build of the Founders Edition kit. Is that what it was? Is that what his video was about? Not being allowed to stream the build. Yes, okay. So full disclosure, Prusa reached out to me. I got the same email, I'm assuming. And you know what? I get both points. Here's the thing to think about. The Founders Edition kits, you can't buy one. Nobody could buy one. Unless you already purchased one, you cannot buy one. Okay? They're Founders Editions. They're already all spoken for. So I kind of get the idea of not flooding the zone with build guides and tutorials for a thing that doesn't exist anymore. I kind of get it. Because I was told the same thing. I was like, oh, we'll send you a Founders Edition kit, but you can't build it on stream. You can post pictures and, you know, show it off once it's built, but you can't show the build on stream. Or you can wait and we'll send you like a production kit. And I'm like, okay, well, if I can't build it on stream, send me the production. That's what I told them. So I kind of get that they don't want, you know, a month from now, 2 months from now, people looking up, oh, Prusa Index, and they see people's opinions on the Founders Edition kit and then building Founder Edition kit for a thing that you can't get. And so it's kind of like how Creality and some 3D printer companies would send out review units that were like bespoke review units for reviewers, and then when you bought it, you got the one with the shitty power supply and the quality control was not there, but the reviewers had good ones. It's kind of the opposite of that, where they don't want to see the initial version that doesn't exist anymore. They rather, like, I think I get it. I get both sides of this. Don't get me wrong, I get both sides of this. But I kind of get what Prusa was saying, where it's like, yeah, these kits they're Founders Edition kit. They're the initial SLS parts. You know, people buying these kits a month from now, 2 months, 3 months, a year from now, you're going to be getting a completely different version of Index. You're going to be getting the production ones with injection molded parts and a couple tweaks to how it mounts in the Core 1 and whatnot. So essentially, like, I'm using this word in a not derogatory term, but they don't, I can see Prusa not wanting people to promote an obsolete system. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad system, it's the Index, it's freaking awesome. I would love to have a Founders Edition kit, but I'm not gonna get one to not build it, if that makes sense. For me, you guys know me, we build stuff on the channel, right? I'm not gonna spend a weekend building something that I can't show me building, right? So, got sent a fully assembled unit because Prusa wanted them to not F up building. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. You'd be surprised how many 3D printing content creators, I'm not naming names, but really don't do any 3D printing or building, and they have people do it for them. I know people that they have interns that do the disassembly and the builds for them and leave notes that they just go through on the video. I'm not naming names, but there are a couple. It's like the more studio-centric channels, if that makes sense. Making content for the content. Thought of it as a beta. Yeah, it's not quite a beta. Like, they are functional kits. They are fully functional kits, and they work great. They're just not the production version of the kit. So essentially, if Grant were to stream him building the Index kit and run into a Grant moment, belt routing on a Trident, for example, it would look bad on it. But that's not the kit that everyone else is going to get. But everyone will see Grant having a problem with the Index. And I get both. I get Grant's stance, and I get Grant, and apparently this is a Prusa thing. This is not from Bondtech. This is a Prusa thing. So, like, I get both sides of the argument from a, what do you mean I can't build it thing? And I also get the, as a company, it's like, well, we don't want people, you know, if they run into a problem with these not production version of the system, we don't want people buying the production version of the system to get it mixed up and think that the production problems are, you know, the pre-production version has issues, like, if that makes sense. Well, yeah, if you bought one, freaking send it down under Maker. But, like, here's the thing, you know, as a content creator, if you are getting something free from a company, usually there are strings attached. Not a lot, not all the time. LDO, for example, they send me a kit, make content with it, here you go. I've never signed a contract with LDO in my life, ever. It's like, Jason's like, hey, you want to build this on stream? I'm like, yeah, okay, it'll be at your door in 2 weeks. That's how I work with LDO. But some companies are like, okay, you can't post anything before these dates. You know, if you run into a problem, you have to ask us first. Like, I get it. I get it. So, I get it. I get both sides of the argument. So, So I get it. Like, was it the Mark IV? I had the opposite happen with Prusa. I think it was the Mark IV. I bought a Mark IV, and then when the Mark IV S came out, they asked if I wanted a pre-built one or to wait for the kit. And I'm like, well, I'll wait for the kit. Like, so I'm not trying to say Grant's right. I'm not trying to say Prusa's right, but I kind of get it from, I understand both sides, and I understand why Prusa probably said. Now, I don't know if this is why Prusa said it. I'm literally talking out my ass when it comes to why I think Prusa's doing it. But it, you know, that's why I think Prusa's doing it. The whole, why would we have content creators promote a thing that nobody can buy anymore? We'd rather have them promote the actual thing if they wait. So if they build it, because I'm assuming the assembly way of assembling the Founders Edition kit with the current version of the Core 1 is slightly different than the production version. So I'm assuming there's tweaks and differences. So I'm like, well, it would make sense that, you know, you don't want people flooding the zone with stuff that you can't really go get right anymore. So, plus here's the thing: if you know the conditions going into it and either agree or disagree, that is a lot different. 1 second, there's a big bug I gotta kill. Where's my? There is a big difference between them disclosing the conditions up front and you choosing to or to not oblige by them. Where are you? Oh, you are a disgusting bug. This giant stink beetle thing in there. Also, I gotta grab paper towels. I just realized I don't have paper towels. 1 second, I'll be back in a second. I need some paper towels. There we go. So yeah, so them being upfront about the condition and giving you the option to either, you know, abide or not abide by it is a lot different than if a company, because I have had a company do this. I can't remember which company, but they're like, hey, do you want to take a look at our machine before it comes out? Like, do you want to, you know, hey, we're coming out with a new printer. Do you want to check it out? You know, embargo date on this date. And I'm like, okay, sure, send it. They sent it, it showed up, and then after it arrived, an email arrived with conditions. That's a no-no. I was like, okay, you're getting an unboxing on the embargo date, and I'm not doing anything with this printer after. I can't remember which printer it was. But it was like, after it was like, oh, you know, we don't want you doing this, we want, you know, this much content, whatever. And I'm like, you already sent me the printer. I'm doing an unboxing, and I'm not touching it after. So them being upfront and going, hey, if you want this version, you can't make content on it until it's built, blah, blah, blah. Or you could just wait for the production version. They're being upfront about it. You can't really harp them for that, I think. But everyone has their own thoughts and opinions on how businesses should operate and whatnot. Those are mine. Okay. So we've Ivan Miranda'd this. We have the spacer in. There we go. Okay, so we have 2 of these built. So let me just make sure shafts are good. Gotta have ads to pay the bills. In case you haven't noticed, I don't run ads on my live streams. I rely mostly on the support of viewers like you. Thank you. So consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel. Help keep the lights on. And you get a cool green name in chat. Okay, so we got to put some shafts on this. So you go like that. This shaft goes in here. And then this goes here. And then it goes here. This goes here. So behold, a drive shaft. or rear axle, I guess. Double check the position of the part. Long shaft is installed on the geared diff side. That looks like that. Okay. Rear axle. Okay. What I would love to find is a company willing to sponsor the live streams. I've had a couple companies, PCBWay and whatever, over the years reach out about sponsoring videos, but they kind of don't like the fact that I don't have a regular video schedule, and I just kind of do videos when I do videos. And I'll do a bunch in a month, and then I won't do videos for like 2 months. You got longtime viewers of the channel know. But I've been trying to find a company willing to sponsor the live streams, and frickin' I can't find anyone. I dropped a screwdriver over here, and I don't know where it is, and I need it. Shit. Is this it? That'll do. But yeah, that's been something I've been trying to find for years, a company willing to sponsor the live streams. And I've yet to find one. So everyone go buy some gamer subs, use code Canuck. Also, I really should have printed these parts on like the U1 so I wouldn't have to deal with the clearing off all the support. There we go. Should have turned down the interface layers on this, or just let it bridge. It's like the supports are like, yeah, you want to use support. And it's like, you kind of don't really need support for a lot of this. Some of it you do though. So I used auto support because there's a lot of areas, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just let auto support handle it. And it kind of over supported it. And like the supports came off clean 90% of the way. There's little bits here and there that just kind of don't. Today I bought my first Prusa kit, taking a break from Vorons. Where's the Piopoly X ended up? It's down here collecting dust. The Piopoly X, I really wanted it to succeed. And I'm not saying it's a bad machine in any way. It's just quirky. It's a quirky machine. It is a quirky machine. The linear motors are, there's a reason you don't see a lot of linear motors in 3D printers. They whine. They're very whiny motors when they're parked, so you got to turn the machine off when you're not using it. And also, they like working better at certain speeds. You kind of have to print fast to get the best results, but not all plastics can print fast, so it kind of limits what you can do with the machine. I give them an A for effort, and they supported the machine for a while. They still have spare parts and everything for it. They offered support for a while. So it was definitely a boutique niche machine. A version 2 of it probably would have been really good, but I get it. I kind of get it. How they're like, well, we tried. So we put some reinforcements in there, and now we put our shaft in. And then this is the thing where last time we had all the fitment issues, so I got to make sure it's really good fitment wise, because on that front axle we had all the fitment issues. It's almost like I wish I had a chisel to clean out some of this. Okay. Okay. Place the axle in the housing. Okay, something ain't rubbing right. Yeah, this I remember now where we had a rubbing issue last time. And I think, yeah, it's this guy right here. Ah, shoot, wrong camera. Truck is big. It is big. Where is a little file? Yeah, because we had a spacing issue before with one of these bearings. Yeah, see this? Yeah, why don't you want to fit? Yeah, it's cocking. Why don't you want to? Okay, this. What are you catching on? What are you catching on? Yeah, can you hear that? Do as I say, not as I do. What, the noise canceling didn't save you? Where are you rubbing? Okay. Make sure these are, I put my finger in the grease. Noise canceling isn't for foreground noise. Okay, you go there. You go there. You go in there. Okay, there we go. So it's a diff. So, like, there's a chance that because, you know, if there's any stop, like if there's any binding on one side, it doesn't rotate, right? Because it's a differential. Okay, there we go. So that goes in there. Diff assembly. Now we build that. So that goes back there. Still don't like how that's not sitting in there properly, but whatever. Okay, well, you go there. Now we build that. So that plug, that, make sure those are going the right way around. Yep. That. Okay. And then the bearing position is one's all the way at the bottom and one's barely at the top. Okay. So, do a little clearance. When to use grease? Yes, the instructions do tell you when to use grease. Yeah, the instructions tell you when to use grease, so you don't have to guess. You get servos and 3D printing if you have Pantheon money. Well, that's true. I have a Pantheon. I do not have Pantheon money. Trying to drill a hole and it's something I just put into a bearing. I am the biggest genius in the world. I am the biggest smart big brain person in the world. Okay, fuck it. Do it the old-fashioned way. My genius knows no bounds. If you ever want to hate a town council, watch Clarkson's Farm. You ever want to hate a British town council, watch Clarkson's Farm. And if you ever want to learn about how much it sucks to be a British farmer, watch Clarkson's Farm. Also, if you want a good laugh, go watch Clarkson's Farm. It's actually a good show. There we go. So my thing looks like that thing. And then we attach that onto the back with M320s. He has cancer now. It's in remission. It's in remission, and they are filming season 6 right now too. So it's in remission, and they are filming season 6 now. So my battery is dead. Reloading. Cover me. Oh, this is where we ran into the problem last time. The damn screws stick out the bottom and they push onto the bearings. So hopefully this isn't a big problem again this time. Oh, why did I grab so much grease? Just a little. And that goes in there. I don't like these screws sticking out, so plug your ass, kids. Behold! Our gears do gear stuff. Gearingly. Grease a lot of that and put it together. Okay. So, I need my maritimic grease. So I'm gonna put some in here, in there, and there, and there, because why not? And in there. also across the top there, and also there we go. There we go. Then we put the top on. Is this it? Yes. And I gotta clean this one out. You know what? I'm gonna put a proper ball in here. Okay. You gotta be careful with this. It heats up quick. It heats up quick. So it's good if you're just doing like a little area. But if you're trying to knock a big area, it's gonna make a lot of noise. How good is the noise canceling working with that, by the way, guys? Please tell me the noise canceling is at least doing something. Almost not at all. It's not. Okay, note to self, don't do that on stream anymore. Yeah, Steve, I should have printed with on the tool changer for these parts, because the support broke off pretty good, but you know how you have that interface layer? Okay, I think we're good there. You're not building one of these, Steve. You're building something different, right? Petchy works so well. Yeah, for your Impreza, yeah. Almost there. Almost there. See, I should be smart and just mute the mic before I do that. Remind me to buy a chisel when I'm out tomorrow. Andy Miller, gifted 5 community membership. Cheers and appreciate it, Andy. Remember, best way to support the channel, content I create, and the things I do is become a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or be like Andy and gift memberships to others. There we go. So that's good there. And that moves. It's this side. It's not wanting to... Why don't you want... Oh, that's why. See, isn't it better when I mute the mic when I do that? The neck extruder mod that restricts... I haven't modified my neck extruders at all. Is that something I should be doing? All of mine are stock. Like I'm printing on this guy, this Bone Stock Mark IV. This is the Flex TPU 64D from Soraya Tech that I use, and it ate it fine. Super soft TPU, way nice. Okay, the softest I print, I got 64D here, but I don't really print the super flexible stuff too often. Okay. Okay, something's catching. What is catching? Yeah. Wife's probably like, what the hell are you doing out there? And I'm like, making a mess. There we go. Okay. I really wish I had a can of compressed air. I don't, because I have an air compressor, but running the air compressor is super loud. So obviously I don't run it during streams or anything. It's right down there. But it's like, that is like, when I used to work at the shop, there are certain things that you miss about having equipment that you don't have when you're working at home. And one of them, other than a crane, don't get me wrong, it was really nice to have a crane that could lift 100 tons at just your fingertips. I've moved my toolbox with it. Literally, I've hooked my toolbox up to the crane to move it because I was too lazy to try and move shit to get it around. So I just strapped it and just picked up my toolbox and moved it. But air compressor. Having just an airline that you could tap into at any moment is really nice to have. Okay, well, I think that's about it. Let's screw it together and see what we get. Okay, M220s. Let's see what we get. Those mini electric blowers, yeah, they kind of work. They're not the greatest, but they work. So I just remember the front axle took a lot of faffing about. Okay, what is with these screw stripping? It's fucking stripped. What is with these screw stripping? And now we have to build portals again, I think. Okay, here we go. I need a, it kind of spins. It kind of spins. Let me see here. Do any of these, can I use any of these to do it? I mean, this will kind of. I just got to break them in, right? Just got to. There we go. Oh yeah, much smoother. You just gotta run it in for a bit, right? Let all the little stuffs kind of do as I say, not as I do. Gotta let it all clean up. Just put a little lapping compound in there. Just run it with a drill for a bit. A blended margarita. See, this is a YouTube channel where we turn 3D printers into blenders and make margaritas. Because I could go for a margarita right now. M28s. So, yesterday we went to a car show. There's a car show in the little town near me here. So I took the little guy to the car show. And while we're at the car show, I'm like, hey buddy, what you want for dinner tonight? And he's like, pizza. And I'm like, pizza? He's like, yeah, pizza. I'm like, what kind of pizza? He's like, a big pizza. That means he wants like pizza from like a proper pizza place and not like Domino's. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I go to Capri Pizza, right? Get a Capri Pizza. And I'm like, I get home and it's like, I can have 3 slices. And it's like, if I want to eat more of this pizza, which is delicious, I have to eat it over several days. So I'm like, okay, 3 slices yesterday for dinner, 2 slices today for lunch. And that's all I can have. Like, I want more. It's so good. There we go. $30C at 334 in Italy. I have no sleep option. Adventure printing. No, okay, you're in. Okay, so what you're gonna do is that sucks. Go buy an air conditioner, I guess. Install the axle cover. Like, so I know for the Euro bros out there, air conditioners aren't a thing, but like, you can't. I have an air conditioner right here. You can get the crappy ones that aren't efficient and they're horrible. Leave it in a closet, and for like the 2 weeks a year where it freaking sucks, bring it out and have it blow cold air onto you. It was like $200 Canadian. They're not that expensive for the shitty ones. Are they the best? God, no. They're horribly inefficient. But for like the 2 weeks a year that you kind of need one nowadays because, you know, the climate is effed, just buy one. So you have an exhaust out the garage? Yep. This garage door has a vent flap in it. So it just literally goes right out the garage door behind it. So it's not one of those good air conditioner units with 2 hoses. It only has the 1 hose. So it's not optimal at all. And I have a little bucket I have to empty every couple hours that fills with condensation. But considering I only run this thing for like 3 hours a day, maybe 4 hours, because I usually run it like a half hour before stream starts. So I run it for like, we'll say 4 hours a day, 3 days a week for about 2 to 3 months. And that's it. Because I only really need an air conditioner out here in the garage from like about mid-June to early September. And then I only need a heater in the garage from like late November to like late February, early March. So it's a big truck. It is a big truck. You could also get a window shaker. Like, are they the most efficient? No. But they work good enough for short periods. Like, my house has a full proper air conditioner. Like, my house is 24.5 degrees Celsius. The moment that my house never goes above 24.5 Celsius. I have my air conditioner set. If the house goes above 24.5 Celsius, air conditioner kicks on. If it drops below, I think 21 Celsius, heating turns on. So there we go. So we got that on. Oop. Although it's summer, so I have the heater turned right off, so it shouldn't kick on. Also, it looks like there's a Starship launch attempt next Thursday. I will try and stream that on Twitch. For those that follow the Twitch streams, we will be doing a Gundam Twitch stream tomorrow, building the Gundam kit. And then Thursday, we will try and do a watch stream of the Starship launch on Thursday. So, yeah. So, if you're into big spaceships, doing spaceship stuff, that will be Thursday you have to look forward to. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, they announced the what time tomorrow? I don't know. Probably in the afternoon, sometime before dinner. Because usually Saturday we're gonna go out, do the mall. We're all packed for our trip. This feels so weird. We leave Friday. We have everything packed. I have to go out. I have to buy like beard oil. I have to buy a travel thing for beard oil, and a couple other odds and ends. But like, all my clothes is packed. My wife's clothes, all the kids' clothes is packed. Like, everything is packed. All the camping stuff is packed. We are like 5 days out from leaving, and everything is ready. And I am panicking over the fact I have nothing to panic about. Because I'm like, everything's ready, and I feel like I should be like panicking to get ready, but I don't need to. So I'm panicking over nothing, and I know that, and it sucks. So, yeah. Okay, so put those bearings in there. And then we got these little guys. And put these little guys on with an M330. Yeah, they announced the launch date this morning, or like just before I went live, they said it. So, unfortunately, because they had issues with the last flight, this flight will basically be the same flight before again, because they need to prove a couple things perfectly before they can catch shit and put the ship in orbit. So if all goes well with Starship, this will be the last suborbital flight. Like, they're launching full Starlinks on this flight. They're gonna burn up, but they're launching full functional Starlinks on this flight. Just to like, well, we gotta make sure they work, and we were kind of planning that this one would be orbital, but unfortunately we had issues with the last one. So we're just gonna yeet that shit into the ocean. Also, where is it? I'm gonna pull up my OSINT account. I know not everyone likes when I talk about this shit, but like, can we not be doing this shit like the week before I leave for an 8,000 kilometer road trip? Can we not be doing this the week before I have to buy several tanks of gasoline over the next 2 weeks? Can we not? Please? It's bad enough I'm going to the Maritimes where it's like $1.80 a liter for gasoline. Pack 5 days before. What is this nonsense? Wait. Well, so I had to pack everything before because I had to make sure how much stuff we were bringing to see how it would fit in my car. So I had to make sure everything fit in my car before packing, before the trip, because if we needed more room in my car, I would have had to buy a roof rack, right? So, like with like one of those, you know, cargo boxes people put on their roof. So I needed to make sure that like, hey, everything we're bringing fits in the car, you know, far enough in advance that if it doesn't fit in the car, I have time to correct that. So. Because literally I have like a roof rack and a cargo box in my Amazon wish list right now. Just in case I need to like buy now, and it would be here in 2 days. So I needed to make sure we were good before that happened. 8,000 kilometers. Well, we're driving here to Ottawa, to Nova Scotia, the Cape Breton Highlands, down to Halifax, then back to Quebec, or stopping in the Bay of Fundy, then back to Quebec, and then back home. So it's like 7,000 kilometers as the crow flies to every destination, and then obviously like little trips in between everything. So yeah, it's probably 8,000 kilometers in between everything. Okay, build 2 of those. That goes in there on each side. Don't forget the bearing. Bearded Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. So that goes in there. And then that goes in there. Okay, make sure these packed with lots of grease. Okie dokie. I can do that. Lunch Lady Doris, grease me up, woman. Okie dokie. So you got to be careful when greasing these up because these are essentially mirrored. If you miss a spot, you'll always miss the spot because they mesh concentrically or whatever the proper term is. I don't know. So the same gear is always indexed on the same gear. So you got to make sure you really lather it up essentially. There we go. Oh yeah, there's portals on this. We are thinking with portals. What is the advantage with portals? Like why do you do portals? What's the benefit of portals in a use case like this? Instead of just attaching the wheel on the end. Like, what do you gain from portals on this setup? Ground clearance? It's a clearance thing? Okay. That's what I kind of figured. I kind of figured it was a clearance thing. Clearance. I think I mentioned that last build stream. .320s. Isn't there superchargers that have gears this shape? Probably, I think so. Probably. Okay, so I'm gonna just do the same thing on both sides at the same time. Instead of doing one, then doing the other, I'm just gonna do them both at the same time. So, we're gonna do a little on the bus, off the bus kind of setup here. Portholes for looking out, not portholes, portals. You know, the thing used for teleporting around? Portals. Not portholes. The things you think with, right? Remember? Now you're thinking with portals. What time are we at anyways? We're at 10 o'clock already? Damn. If you haven't entered yet for your chance to win some Polymaker printer chow, link in the video description. Enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hey, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel. Okay, so one technique I'm using a lot on here that I really like. Use the electric on the lowest setting to get the screws pretty much as soon as you feel them to stop the bar, start to bottom, stop, move on to another screw. So get them all down with the electric to save time, and then move on to other screws because you don't want them overheating too. That's the other problem, right? These screws going through this much plastic, they overheat, plastic melts, and then when you tighten on hot plastic, you don't get the same, it doesn't bite, right? And then go around with an Allen key and actually tighten them by hand to make sure you don't overdo it. There we go. Then we put some bearings on the ends, and then we put that on. Don't forget the bearings. Do not forget the bearings. 3 hours to your birthday. Everyone in chat, one word at a time, discuss amongst yourselves how you're gonna do it. So I wanna see it in order. Everyone sing happy birthday to Craiglord. Craigord. Everyone just sing happy birthday to Craigord. Everyone one word at a time. So happy birthday to you. Happy. So you guys figure it out. I'm sure, I trust you all to do it correctly. Begin. I trust you to do it right. Oh man, that is... Oh, that is tight. Maybe I should have put that on first. I might have to tappy tap tap that on. A little bit of grease. Keep throwing the paper towel, I mean, to wipe my hands off. There we go, got one. There we go. There we go. Okay, note to self, put these on before doing this. "50 months, I want the baby dancing." I mean, the baby's still dancing there on the intro screen. The baby's still there on the intro screen. He hasn't left yet, he's just... It's only... There we go. Yeah, my hands are so flipping greasy. Ugh. I need baby wipes. That's what I need. I need baby wipes. I used to have a pack of baby wipes out here and I don't know where I put them. Okay, put the coral cover on. M225s. I am the purple badge. I can't believe how long, like... Let me pull up the YouTube thing here. I want to see who my longest sub is, because I can't believe how long it's been. Like, let me pull it up here. View channel. YouTube Studio. No, don't show me my metrics. I don't want to see how bad the channel's dying. Customization or earn? Is it earn? Memberships? See your members. The oldest member is currently Bloody JMF with 66 months. And then Tiki Ray with 66 months. And then Steve Builds with 65. Damn. Rose from 10. It's been 75 years. It's like you had a fling with a guy for like a week, not even. And that's who you think of as you pass away. Not the husband of your multiple kids and grandkids and all that. No, you think about the guy you had a weekend fling with on a sinking boat. Oh wait, I forgot to put one extra screw in here. What is it? M320s. Like, what the hell, Rose? Dish soap, it takes degrees. Oh, I know. I know. I don't have a sink with dish soap out here. So, you know, room and road. I mean, it's James Cameron. Why do I got a sense of deja vu, guys? Why am I having deja vu right now? I've built these axles before. Such an awful director that he's managed to direct several multi-billion-dollar grossing movies. You know what? Are his movies groundbreaking? No. I mean, they're groundbreaking in some areas, like Avatar. You can't not say is groundbreaking in visual effects and a bunch of technologies and whatnot. Is the story kind of very eh? Yeah, it is. Very eh. But they are entertaining movies to go to a movie theater, sit down and enjoy for 3 hours. And at the end of the day, I would rather have more movies that are just fun movies to watch instead of movies that I'm like, I walk out of it questioning my existence and I'm all philosophical and shit. Sometimes I just watch Pretty Picture on big TV. And he makes really good movies with that. Also, Terminator 2 is amazing. It's probably the best. Terminator and Terminator 2 are the best, some of the best like horror sci-fi ever. And if you were lucky enough to see Terminator 2 unspoiled, you were blown away. I was lucky enough that I saw Terminator 1 and then saw Terminator 2 back to back, and I did not know that Arnold was a good guy in the second one. That was a mind F as a kid. Like the fact that, because it's hidden if you watch it, like everyone knows it now. Everyone knows it now. The T-800's the good guy in Terminator 2, right? Everyone knows that now. But if you watch the movie and you went in blind, it's filmed in a way where you don't know that Arnold is the good guy. You think the T-1000, you don't know he's a robot until, you know, he takes a bunch of shots and he shrugs them off. You don't know that until it happens. The whole movie is filmed as if the T-1000 is the good guy because he's acting all human. He's a skinny dude. Where you got Arnold being all your boots, your shoes, give me your motorcycle, yeah. So if you go into it blind, the problem is it's 30 years since then. Everyone knows how the movie goes now. But if you go into it blind, that plot twist, damn. Saw the T3 ride on Universal, nice. Started the Shield. What do these go with? M28s. On the big screen. I wish my very first memory, okay, the earliest memory that I can put an actual date to, the earliest memory I can put an actual date to was 1993. Was June 1993. I might have memories before that. I was 5 years old in summer of 1993. The earliest memory I could put a date to is June 1993, because I remember begging my parents to take me with them to go see the dinosaur movie, and that was Jurassic Park. And my parents went, "It is not that kind of dinosaur movie, it is a scary movie, and it's not for kids." And when they re-released it on in 3D in cinemas a couple years ago, you bet your ass I went and saw it. And I was giddy as a schoolgirl the entire time. I was just grinning from ear to ear watching that movie in cinemas. I was like, yes! Yes! Oh, you gotta make me feel like an old man. Hey, man. I remember the first day, I remember the day at the shop where we got an apprentice who was born after 9/11, and I was like, it's like, when were you born? Oh, I was born in 2000. I was born in December of 2001, and I'm like, ugh. Junior high school in '93. We don't have junior high school here. We just have high school. It's JK, SK, and then grade 1 to 8 is in just elementary school. So most elementary schools have JK and SK in it. So you spend 10 years in elementary school essentially, and then high school is just 4 years. So is junior high school only 2 years? Like this whole sophomore, like what is it, sophomore? Yeah, we don't have that in Canada. Like I still don't even know what a sophomore is. We don't do that shit in Canada. Drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, you ever go camping in Jonestown? It's a great place. And it wasn't Kool-Aid, it was like Flavor-Aid, wasn't it? So this is simpler because this one doesn't have turning. So this is more simple than the front axle. Then we gotta put the hubs on. Gotta get the hubs. Where's all the hubs? There's the hubs. And that is M330. So if you're using a fast electric screwdriver, the screws can melt. Make sure to tighten them apart slowly. Star Wars release date. Apparently, I heard they're re-releasing the first Star Wars movie in theaters as in the original cut, unedited. You know, the Han shot first cut. I remember my dad taking me to when we saw the special editions when they came out. I remember seeing those. Watch, we're gonna finish this and then we're gonna have to do this again for the rear axle. Now with 30% more Jar Jar. Parsec. Isn't a parsec is like the distance light travels in a year? Or something like that? Or that's a light year. So what's a parsec? Parsec is distance. I know that. Parsec is a unit of distance. Angular distance, oh. .26 light years, yeah. Yeah, because the Kessel run, right? He made the Kessel run in 12 parsecs, and everyone's like, how do you make a run? It's a distance thing, and it's like, well, the Kessel run skirts a black hole. Like, that's how like the lore was back before the movie came out, right? When they made the new Solo movie that we didn't need. It was like, oh, well, you go through a bunch of black holes in the Kessel run, and you know, if you're a good pilot, you can get closer to them. And the fact that he was able to make the Kessel run in 12 parsecs meant he was getting really close to those black holes, which means the ship was really fast, and he's a really good pilot. So it's kind of like a way of bragging that you were able to outfly black holes and fly really quickly and get really close to them and still get there quick. So it makes sense with that added bit of explanation. The problem is, they don't explain that in the movie. He's just, oh, I made the Kessel run in 12 parsecs, and everyone's like, oh shit. But you as the audience don't know that. So that's like being a blockade rudder and being like, well, you know, to travel from here to our base on the other side of the continent, you know, you have to travel 3,000 kilometers to get around all these enemy fortifications and whatever. And they're like, well, I can get there in 2,000 kilometers because I'm really good at navigating. And I got some tricks and whatnot. It's like, ooh. So, it's a way of bragging. Yeah, relativity's a bitch too. It's like, what is it, the wow particle or whatever, when like a couple years ago some photon hit a sensor and the photon was like traveling at like 99.999999999% the speed of light, and everyone's like, damn, that shit be moving. And it's like, it's been traveling for like 12 billion years. But from its perspective, it's been like a year and a half or something like that. It's going so damn fast. It's like, shit. Yeah, most bypass relativity because of the time inside it. Yeah. Yeah, like Star Trek. They're moving around at the speed of light constantly. Or faster than the speed of light, yet they don't have to deal with the time dilation thing. Because when you're in warp space, you drop out of our time, but your time still travels, and then when you pop in, it's like resyncs or whatever it is. So it's like, because you're not traveling in our space when you go faster than the speed of light, you're not affected by the time dilation. But there's still sublight engines that can go really fast. So it's kind of like, it's just kind of like, that's why Star Wars isn't science fiction. It's science fantasy. Okay? There's a difference. Star Wars is basically fantasy in space. So you're not meant to take it like Star Trek is science fiction. Project Hail Mary is science fiction. Star Wars is science fantasy. It's fantasy set in space, right? Star Wars is closer to He-Man than it is to Star Trek. They get cool goatees. Only in the evil universes. You only get cool goatees in Star Trek if you're from the evil dimensions. Or the evil realities, or whatever they call it. Okay. Oh yeah, now we gotta put the portals together, put the wheels. Get my wheels. I need my wheels. Where are my wheels? I need my rims. Yeah, you said I don't care. Yep. At the end of the day, it's just a medium to tell a story. It's just a medium to tell a story. That's all it is. M216s. There's no sound in space. My favorite quote from a behind the scenes thing. Okay, who here has, you know, wasted part of their life watching Game of Thrones? Okay. Well, Game of Thrones, you know, that final battle that they have in the north there, where you can't see shit the entire episode. Well, it's at night. You can't see stuff at night. In Lord of the Rings, when they were making Helm's Deep, right? They filmed Helm's Deep in a giant set. It was raining and they had studio lights everywhere, so you could see what's going on during the battle. And I can't remember who it was. One of the cast members asked one of the people working the set, it's like, where do the lights come from? Like, how, like trying to justify the lights in the setting. It's like, where do the lights come from? And the studio guy's like, the same place the music comes from. And that's all you need to know. Media is just a vehicle to tell a story. It's just a vehicle to tell a story. All right. Ah, that's hot. Ah, that's hot. Season 8, Game of Thrones. Oh yeah, Game of Thrones. It's one of the reasons I'm very hesitant to watch shows until the show is over. And I almost broke my rule with The Boys. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. Spaceships have sound from space because the computer simulates it. That is, I think EVE Online did that. EVE Online explained, like, EVE Online, I haven't played EVE Online in years, and apparently it's kind of fallen off. But, like, the cool thing with EVE Online, they actually spent quite a bit of time explaining how things worked in the universe. And one of the things they explained was, well, you view your ship in the third person. And that's because your ship constantly is launching these little cheap drones that have cameras on it. And they're so cheap and they're so abundant and they're so small, they're basically like nano drones, that if one gets blown up, another one immediately takes its place. So that's how all the ships, that's how you're able to see your ship in third person, because you always have a drone back there. You don't, it's so small you don't even see it. Can't even target them in combat. They're so small you don't even bother with them. And they're infinite, basically. But then also they explain to help prevent sensory deprivation, because in EVE Online you're basically in a capsule controlling the ship by yourself. So the ship is essentially your body, kind of thing. To help prevent, you know, cat pilots from going crazy, they basically generate fake sounds so that there's at least something. So the computer just simulates sound so you don't go crazy. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, the lag. Yeah, they would, the time dilation. I was in a few fights where the time dilation kicked in, and it sucks. They just slow everything down. C-beams? I have not seen C-beams. The Boba Fett seismic charge. Oh, dude, the bomb. Season 1 and Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Oh my God. So good when it was good. The fact that Bill Burr was like the highlight of like one of the best parts. The 2 episodes with Bill Burr, especially the second one, like that one episode of Mandalorian is goated. The one where they go with Bill Burr into the Imperial base there to blow it up and get some data or whatever. And he has his little PTSD moment. And then Boba shows up and drops the size. Like, that episode was goated. Like, just such a... And then it just all fell apart. Mandalorian just fell apart. Freaking Adventures of Grogu. Ugh. You had a good thing going. Tell CCP if they ever planning it. Yep. I was in a Corps in a Northern Alliance Corps for a while. Alliance. I was in a corporation. I used to play. The longest time I played, for the longest time, I was just a low-sec pirate in a pirate guild, or pirate corps, raiding the low-sec systems around an old man star. So I just hang out there with my buddies in a Tyrannus and jump people, traveling between 0-sec or null-sec and high-sec. And then I quit for a bit, and then I came back, and when I came back, my corps was pretty much dead. And the few people that I was able to talk to from my friends list at the time, they're like, yeah, we're part of so-and-so corporation in the Northern Alliance. You can join if you want. So I joined, did a few big battles. I am on a kill mail for 2 Titans. I was on the kill mail for, I believe, 2 Titans. 1 for sure, maybe 2. I'm in a very low percentage because I was flying an interdictor, but... But I played that for a bit, then I quit again, and then when I came back the 3rd time, I had nothing, because like all my shit was in a player-owned station that had like switched hands so many times, and I had nothing in enemy space, and I was like, I could jump my clone, but I was like, yeah, fuck it, I don't want to deal with this shit. Yeah, the suits saw how much money they can make with Baby Grogu. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, not enough money because, like, the Mandalorian movie kind of sucked. The Mandalorian movie was like 4 episodes just kit bashed together into a movie. I bet you'll watch Pluribus. I did watch Pluribus because you know what? The plot behind Pluribus hooked me. I really like the hook of Pluribus. I watched the pilot episode. I really liked it. It was from the guy who did Breaking Bad. So, you know, a bit of a pedigree there. And I liked it. The problem was, with Pluribus, is it takes too long to explain anything. And it's like, when is the next season come out? I don't know. So, there's not enough episodes in the season. And... you have to wait freaking 2 to 3 years between seasons. Well, yeah, piece of plastic. Like here, you want to know how good we used to have it? Who remembers House? Who remembers House? Right? Gregory House, drug addicted doctor. Okay. Okay. Season 1 of House, 22 episodes. November 2004 to May 2005. Season 2, 24 episodes, September 2005 to May 2006. Season 3, September 2006. Every year, Except for, I think this was the year that, yeah, this was the writer's strike year. Every year, 20-something episodes every year. Oh no, the season's over. Wait 3 to 4 months, new season. Like, Stargate, yeah, Stargate. The problem is they don't make shows that anymore. Like, every show costs $100 million an episode, is 8 episodes long, and if you're lucky, you'll get a second season in 2 to 3 years. It's like, bruh. It's never lupus. Well, from what I heard, they the reason they were going to relaunch Stargate. They're going to make a new season of Stargate, like a new series of Stargate, continue on the story, like set in the same universe and everything. Like literally just a new Stargate stuff set in the same universe. And Netflix or Amazon's like, yeah, it's not going to bring in a new audience, so we're not going to do it. We already have the Stargate audience. They're watching the reruns. So having new stuff for them isn't going to make us money. We constantly need to be getting in new people, and it's like, I hate the way it is run nowadays. That's why, honestly, you get more content out of YouTube nowadays. Problem is, you don't get, you know, fun sci-fi series on YouTube that much. Blame BBC. I mean, British shows were always like that. We've had this discussion on stream before. Mr. Bean is like 8 episodes. How many episodes of Mr. Bean? Yeah. All of Mr. Bean that was ever was and ever will be is 15 episodes. And one of them is a clip show. Mr. Bean was 15 episodes over 5 years. That's it. That's it. Now, yes, there are movies and whatnot. I got rid of Netflix years ago. We have Amazon Prime because we order enough stuff on Amazon that having Prime makes sense. And there are enough shows on Amazon Prime that I do like watching. Clarkson's Farm, for example. So Amazon ain't too bad. I gotta start watching the new Ghost in the Shell, but I might wait for a couple episodes to be out before watching it. And then we have Disney Plus. My wife has that for the little guy, although we haven't really used it much lately. But that's it. I used to have Netflix. I canceled Netflix. But pretty much any show that I want to watch, I wait for the show to be over, and then I just I acquire it through legitimate services on the internet. Oh, dude, I cannot wait for Cyberpunk Season 2. Who's ready to get sand devastated again? Who's ready to get sand devastated again? Hey, build the 2 portals. There we go. And then we put that on with M812s. Ones you need. I'm in Canada. I don't need a VPN. I've never needed a VPN for anything. You can't really get sued up here for, like, unless you're distributing. There's nothing to worry about. Oh, wait. I forgot this has a stupid anti-rotation thingy. Yeah. Torrents distribute. True. I don't leave mine on all the time. I usually leave it off unless I'm actively doing something. But I mean, like, I think the worst I've ever got, I have gotten like one email from my ISP going, hey, just so you know, don't do this. But they can't do anything, and we're not legally obligated to disclose your personal information to them. We just have to forward the thing that they sent us saying, hey, don't do what you're doing. And it's like, okay, sure. And I haven't gotten one of those in like 15 years. So. In Canada, they cap the amount that you can get sued for, so they don't bother. Unless you're like a big distributor, they don't care here. Like, you really got to be doing something not good. But of course, I would never do that. And anything that I have been talking about is hypothetically in Grand Theft Auto. So. Cheap content. Oh yeah, the whole, yeah, where they used, yeah, it used to be, syndication was the big thing. Everyone hoped back in the day that you would be able to get on a show that got syndicated. And if it got syndicated, you could make big bucks, because that show would be now, you would get residuals forever, essentially. I'm tempted to like file down the tip on this a little bit, just so I get fresh tip, so it's not as rounded. So like, I don't want to buy a whole new set of bits just to replace one that's kind of wearing out. What time is it? Okay, so it's 10:40. So if you haven't entered yet to win some Polymaker filament, do so now. Link in the video description. We're going to be doing the draw in about 20 minutes. And while you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hey, if you want to help support the channel, content I create and things I do, link in the video description. Become a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Internet is someone else's computer. Exactly. We're all on the cloud anyways. Row, row, fight the power. Or something. Or memory bandwidth. I don't have a bandwidth. I have 1,000 up, 1,000 down, and no limit. It is very nice. A lot of successful shows, cartoons for kids specifically canceled once they had enough stuff for syndication. I believe it. Because then you could start making a new thing. It's also like how many kid shows were tied to toys when I was a kid. I don't know if it's still a thing. But it's like how many kid shows as a kid would like purposely add or remove characters just so they could have new toys. Transformers was notorious for that. They would constantly like kill, like the Transformers movie existed so that they could kill off a bunch of characters so they could have a new line of toys. It's like, we need to kill off Optimus so we can have new toys. All hail Rodimus Prime, and everyone's like, who? I don't care about Rodimus Prime. with fiber, have old Wi-Fi routers like that. Yeah, I know. Well, it's like, so I have a local ISP, a local independent ISP, and it's nice. But like every now and then Bell comes by and they're like, you want to sign up for Bell Fibe? And I'm like, I already have fiber, and what I have is cheaper than what you're offering. Well, ours is cheaper. I'm like, yeah, yours is cheaper for 6 months. Then it goes up to like 150% of what I'm currently paying. So I'm like, I'll just stick with what I have. I've been with this company for literally my entire life. My parents had it when I lived at home, and they've been an awesome company. I'm not gonna, well, we have 1.5 gig, and they only have 1 gig. And I'm like, are you gonna provide me with a router included with the price that can handle over 1.5 gig speeds? Well, no. So why would I upgrade? Well, because it's at 1.5, it's faster. Yes, but my network in my house maxes out at 1 gig. So it doesn't matter what's coming in. Everything in the house only can do 1 gig. Yes, but if you have 1.5 gigs coming to the house, it'll be faster than 1 gig. How? Because it's faster. Yes, but once it hits the house, it becomes 1 gig. And everything in the house is 1 gig. I have one computer that has 2.5 gig Ethernet, but everything else in my house is 1 gig. And they're like, I'm like, if I'm driving a Ferrari, okay, or if you're driving a Ferrari and I'm in my little Fiat 500, okay, yes, the Ferrari is faster, but if we're both driving in a road where the speed limit's 100 and we're both driving the speed limit, we're both going the same speed. So it doesn't matter. It's like, Tech savvy. I'm with MNSI. If you know who that is, you know who that is. If you don't know who that is, then I mean, they're a local ISP. You don't need to know. Okay, I need whatever that piece is. I don't know what that piece is. What is that piece? Rear axle. What is that piece? But just like listening to like the minimum wage, you know, student try to explain, like try to argue that it's faster when it's not. I'm like, bro, just stop. You're not. No, you're not. Go away. Get off my property. Okay, so we have, I don't know what this is, but I'm putting it on. Yeah, I don't want Bell. My Bell is the devil. Wait, I put this on the wrong side. Okay, I gotta put one on each side. Good, okay. I'm like, I put it on the wrong side. I go to take it off. Wait, I don't need to. It's the same one on both sides. For the suspension? Ah! That makes sense. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Yeah, because this has it too. These have these. So the suspension springs right on that. There we go. Rear axle complete. Diff assembly. God damn it. So this is the rear axle. And then this is the front axle. And now we have to build the middle axle. Or wait, no, this is the rear axle. So what is this one? What is this one? So I'm assuming this is all the same. We're not going to start this. We only have 15 minutes left on the stream. Oh, wow. Wait, what is this? Second rear axle, 6x6 only. Yeah, we'll put the diff together. Whatever, we'll put the diff together at least. Let's get the diff together. Surrounded by axles. So this is a fixed axle. So this goes here. So this isn't the rear axle. This is the, well, this would be the rear axle on the 4x4, but since we're doing the 6x6, we have another axle behind it, and guess what? that axle's like this axle. It has steering. So not only do we have front steering, we have rear steering, 6x6 drive, and they all have differentials, limited slip differentials. So welcome to Mighty Car Mods or Zip Tie Tuning. We're now a car channel, apparently. Can I... Yeah, gotta get this done. If I don't get it done in time, it goes in the bin. Get chopped. These nylon parts are a little on the tight side for these. What about this? We've had first rear axle, but what about second rear axle? You know what? I might actually have a chance this summer during our trip to actually visit the Alexander Graham Bell Museum in Bedeque, Nova Scotia. Like, we literally are driving right by it. I don't think we'll be there in time because it closed at like 5 o'clock. I already looked it up. So there is a chance we'll be able to visit it. But if not, I mean, I've been there as a kid. Like, I would think it's kind of cool to go there. Because for those that don't know, Alexander Graham Bell actually did a bunch of experimenting on Brador in Nova Scotia on Cape Breton Island. So there is like, he had a house there. There's a museum there. There's a bunch of cool stuff to look at if you're in the area. So I might visit that. If we have time. Okay, there's that one, and then we do this again. This goes in there, that goes in there. This goes in here. Percussive assembly, yeah. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Tap it, tap it, tap it. Grease, M3/8. M3/8, 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 M312s. Oh, I need the little bearings. Crane boom trucks have 3 rear axles. I believe it. Something that long, you need to be able to turn it, especially if you're like getting into areas that don't have a lot of clearance. Yeah, I totally get having, where'd my M38s go? Oh, here they are. I totally understand having it be like that. Checking on the AC to make sure it's not overfilled yet. Go. And then M320s. Drivers in the back. Yep, they have a separate little box at the back where somebody sits and drives the rear of it. I think it's like the New York ones have those. Like anywhere where it's like a big city and you need like, if you need like the tall ladders, you need a long truck to have a tall ladder at a certain point because you can only like stack them together so much. So at a certain point you need to start having a long truck. And if you live in a city like New York where don't really have all the turning radius all the time, you gotta have a for steering. Oh, the rear axle. Okay, I thought you meant the rear axles in the back of your thing turn too. But yeah, if they're just fixed axles, yeah, they're for weight and weight distribution and all that. Yeah. I thought you meant they turn too. They tip over lifting things. Yep. And you don't want that. I've seen videos. I've seen videos of cranes toppling. It's not something you want to be near. Like I've worked with cranes. I got, you know, crane license and all that when I worked at the mold shop. But our cranes were just fixed overhead cranes that ran on gantries, right? So they went north, south, and east, west, and that was it. And they picked stuff up and put it down. But they were attached to the building, so you didn't really have to worry about them too much. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna call it there. We are gonna call it there, I think. Yeah, we're gonna call it there. Yeah. So we got that diff done. So to clean up this, put this all in here so I don't lose it. You go with that. So that was productive. We got the entire rear axle assembled today. Rear axle is assembled. So now we've got front and rear axles for our vehicle. We got the differential for the rear. So the next stream will be assembling the rear axle. And then I hopefully means putting it on after. So now that we've, you know what, I'm gonna prep and clean these out beforehand, before the next build stream on this, which will probably be, might be Wednesday. We might do a build stream on Wednesday on the channel. So I'll clean these out beforehand so we don't waste time building that. And then, hopefully if all goes well, let's see. So after we build the axle, so this is your like 4-minute warning to enter for your chance to win some polymaker filament, by the way. So do that now. So that's the rear diff. That's for the servo. So do we mount it to the vehicle after this? There's the portals. So we got to do all that again. So we do all that again. All that, mount that. And there's the axles installed. Where is all that? Oh shit, look at all that. Oh my god. Look at all this shit. What the fuck? What? And then there's all the drive shafts, and then you start drive shafting everything. Oh my god. And then, oh, look at this assembly. It's got a freaking subframe on it. Oh my god. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. I was hoping to have this driving before I left for the trip, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So we probably have one stream for the rear, and then another stream to put it all in the frickin', yeah, it's 1,000 pages. Just so you guys know. It's 1,000 pages, and we are on, I mean, actually, we're not too, we're here. We're a quarter of the way done, guys. 4 streams, we're a quarter of the way done. But I mean, like, oh man, these move so much nicer now too. Hooking them up to a drill and just running it, just to, like, you know what? Who wants to do a little faffing about? Let's do a little faffing about. Let's do it. Let's do a little. Oh shit. Ah. Let's have a little fun. Let's have a little fun. Hopefully I don't break anything. Let's try not to break anything. Let's try not to break. Who wants to do some dumb experimenting? Okay. So much shafting, you think this is the military. Heyo! I don't think I have batteries though. I gotta find batteries. Yeah, let me find some double A's. I'll be back in a second. Double A's. Double A's. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1 battery, 2 battery, 3 battery, 4 battery, ooh, he's happy to see me. I don't know where the on switch is. Oh, here we go. On. Okay. So, does it come bound out of the box? That is a question. And which one? So, signal, so channel 1. So plug that into channel 1. Plug in the battery. I don't think we're gonna get a nice little do-do-do-do-do. Am I effing anything up? I got the motor here. I've plugged the motor controller into the channel 1. And I'm gonna plug the motor into the battery. It should be good. Hopefully. I'm looking at chat to make sure somebody yells at me not to do this. Okay. Turn that on. Where's the on switch again? Where's the on switch? Oh, there it is. Okay. On. Oh. Okay, I got a red light, but we're not. Oh, maybe I gotta bind it. How do I bind it? Oh. How to bind. Transmitter, bind with receiver. To bind the receiver that has been pre-bound. Okay. Oh, if you're using another receiver. Oh, so it should be bound by default. Okay. Okay, channel 1 is the, oh. Okay, so the wheel makes that move. It is a little loud. Throttle is channel 2, okay. How do I turn this off? Turn it off. Channel 2 is throttle. Okay. Turn it on. So there is a bit of noise. It is a bit loud. It is a bit loud. Can you hear it? There, it is loud. It is not a quiet machine. A lot of it's probably also the frame vibrating because the frame has nothing to dampen it. I'm sure. But the fact that like these are all moving with authority. Like, it's enough to, we got torque steer. You see that? We got torque steer. It gets louder with the axles installed. I mean, you're not driving this too fast, so you're probably like, that's cool. Okay. Turn it off for now. That's cool. I don't want to drain. The battery probably only has like a retainer, a holding charge on it, like a storage charge on it, so I don't want to drain the battery down. I do have bigger, these are 2C batteries, or are they 3C? They're 3C. Yeah, it's a 3C battery. I don't think I have it. I have some big 2C batteries from the Death Racer, which would probably work in this just fine. So I have some bigger 2C batteries, but they're lower voltage, so they're not gonna be as chunky. But It works. I mean, we verified all the gears I've built so far spin. So I'm actually pretty happy that it actually does. Also, you could tell when your controller's happy to see you. Oh, this is gonna be fun. We are gonna have some fun with this. Ooh, I can even change the back strap out. Oh, do I want the chunkier back strap? How do I change the back strap out? How do I change the back strap out? Small, large. Yeah, we'll just go with the small for now. I'll change that later. Well, we have life. We have proof of life. It does do something. Okay, try not to lose the manual, because we probably will need this. The wheels on the MOG go round and round. If you want to know what the controller is, it's an FSGT5. That's the controller that comes with it. Not as bad as the drill. Yeah. That's cool. That is cool. There is a lot of gearing, like trying to turn these by hand, damn. There is a decent amount of chunk there. Go through and make sure all these are tight now. After doing that, we are going to do a giveaway in a second, so make sure if you haven't entered yet for a chance to win some polymaker filament, you got until I'm finished faffing around here to do it, so you might want to do that. Just making sure all these are tight. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. I am really happy with that. That was fun. Okay. I might do a cheeky Monday stream, continue building this. I'm having fun with this. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's do the giveaway. Let's do the giveaway. We'll see. Create. That. So if you did not enter for your chance to win, you will have another chance on whenever the next stream is. File save. Freaking mosquitoes are in the garage. Gotta turn these lights off at night. There's an update to marbles. Damn it, come on. Are you the one that moves? Yeah, you. So I gotta turn off your stupid sensor. Now, turn off. Stop moving. Now, if I move, you better not turn on. No, turn off. I don't want your motion detecting bullshit. I don't want your motion detecting bullshit. Turn off. There we go. There we go. Okay. Race. Add names. Clear. Open. 185. Random. Bots. A Moog kit, so he has a synth. I got, yo dog, I heard you like MOG, so I put a Moog in your MOG so you can MOG while you Moog. Okay, so how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker, but if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you also get a free hat. This one right here. Who is that? Oh my god, I can't see. Playhouse Printing. If you win, you get a free hat with your spool of filament. Good luck. Exclamation mark gullible makes you go faster. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes everyone else go slower. If you like the smash button, ring the bell and subscribe. It guarantees you a chance at winning a spool of filament if you are entered. Good luck. The difficulty? It's honestly not that difficult. As long as you know for things to look for to make sure you're building it right. So make sure you've cleared your supports properly. Make sure the printed parts are dimensionally accurate. This isn't a hard build so much as it's more of a tedious build. You kind of have to know what you're doing and do it right. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. Because this is, for how much this kit is, you don't want to just be, you know, just kind of yeeting it, so, like just sending it. Oh, 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 do we have a snipe? Oh, almost. World Wary Wicker might have it unless somebody snipes it. World Wary Wicker. World Wary Wicker with the win. There is like a little flying freaking thing in here. I gotta make sure I turn off all the lights before the stream ends. Under here is disgusting. Oh man, those printers, I gotta pull them out and clean them. Okay, World Wary. Wow, you won by a lot, World Wary Wicker. World Wary Wicker. World Wary Wicker. There you are. Well, you're gonna have something to print now. Okay, so let me get the, your information here and send this off to get your filament from the people who make the good filament. There we go. C'est bon. I have to practice my French, so the next stream will be entirely in French because I am going to Quebec and I need to get my French better than it is right now. So the next stream we will be doing entirely en français parce que mon français n'est pas très bien. Tout de suite, je peux comprendre un petit peu de français, mais pas parler beaucoup. So ce n'est très pas bien. Oui, oui. Tabernacle, pamplemousse, bibliothèque. Newer ABS set? I have not. I gotta get it some. I haven't had to do a stock up order in a while. Also, I don't know what's changed. I know I have the new affiliate link with Polymaker, but you guys are using it a lot, which I like, which is good. I thank you for it. But it's just like, I'm noticing a lot of people are using the link, so thank you. So if you do want to buy some Polymaker filament and you've never ordered from Polymaker before, if you use code Canuck, you do actually save some money. I think it's like 10 or 15% on your first order. Otherwise, if you do want to just stock up on filament, just use the code to help support the channel, content create, things I do. Okay. World Wary Wicker, email sent. Okay. So we are going to call it there. Again, this will be the last regular Saturday stream for a while. Because I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks. So you're actually gonna miss 3 Saturday weekend streams. Oh man, that sucks. It honestly, like, I don't like missing streams, and missing like 2 weeks of streams is gonna suck. Especially as somebody who streams for a living. So for those that support the channel, I thank you. But yeah, so tomorrow, I'm gonna try and sneak in a Twitch stream. So I'll alert everyone on the Discord when I go live for that. Monday, we might sneak in another one of these, and then Tuesday we'll beat a Baby Belt. I might do a late night Monday stream. A weeknight stream. Why not? If we're just faffing around with this, because we're just doing this again, essentially. Just hang out. This was fun. I like this stream. I want to do more stuff like this on the channel going forward instead of just straight up printer builds. Just stuff where we could just hang out, build something, yap, have a good time. It's always fun. So shout out to LDOmotors for providing this kit that we are using in this build series. Again, they are materially sponsoring this stream by providing this kit. If you want to know more about it, link in the video description below. You can purchase it wherever fine LDO products are sold. Again, this is the Unimog, or the MOG by Casadillo is the designer if you want to look up some more about it yourself. Also, shout out to Polymaker for the spool filament we gave it this way. Spool filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description below. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. Some of them, like GamerSubs, use code Canuck. You will save some extra money as well. And then for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor Canuck Creator. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you all in the future. Good night.